Hello, literature lovers. Today I want to discuss Alchemist by Ben Jonson. It's a comedy by Ben Jonson, an English playwright. It was first performed by Kingsman in 1610. Samuel Johnson considered it as one of the three most perfect plots in literature. The play has a clever fulfillment and classical unities and vivid depiction of human folly, and it is one of the few Renaissance plays which are continuing life on stage and is neglected during the which is neglected during the Victorian era. Characters are also very special, and you can see the name is quite allegorical. It's a very special play and contains different breakthroughs, different characters, and names are quite special and have their own characteristics. It is called an unshamely satire on the follies and vanities and vices of mankind, most notably greed induced cruelty. So we can see how the social wits, satirical wittiness is used here in this particular play, and it really became one of a kind which depicts the English European comedies in a different way, especially the character name Lovewit. These are the quotable notes which should be considered while discussing it. It has some very peculiar qualities being part of it, and act-wise description is really helpful here in that context related to it. A quarter of the play appeared in 1612, which was published by Walter Burr, so it really talks about it in that context. It has so many different other qualities. The summary is very special and you can talk about it. In fact, Ben Jonson himself has praised it, and talking about his peculiarities is quite important. His contribution in it. The act-wise description is really very helpful. And talking about Ben Jonson, whose full name is Benjamin Jonson, and his was very popular for his style, which is called the comedy of humors. So you can see it's part of it. In fact, he is regarded as the second most important English dramatist, obviously after William Shakespeare, in that particular reign, that is the reign of James I. So you can consider how he was classically educated, and he was called a very well read and cultural man of English Renaissance. And his life is revolves around that royal patronage, and so we can consider it in that context how it was portrayed here. And his father was a very prosperous Protestant landlord. So we can see that royal image of his is really highlighted because of this, and we can feel how political changes really affected him. Another very special thing about him is that rivalry with William Shakespeare. It is considered that few parts of Julius Caesar and also Winter's Tale was somehow related to Ben Jonson's works. So, as we are all aware that many critics have this argument that Shakespeare takes help from other write or playwrights, and so these are the two works. And it is also said that every man in his humor is also related to Johnson, and Shakespeare took some parts from it. So we can see how controversial the things are, and it also portrays how he was really associated with Shakespeare, someone who is so great and a literary figure of one of a kind. And since he was really contemporary of Shakespeare, and their rivalry was also quite famous, so we can find such nitty gritty facts related to it. And we know that Johnson has been called the first poet laureate, and that is the reason why we can talk about it here. So we can consider it in that light too. I'm sure you will find such things related to it. Some other works of Ben Jonson which are really famous is A Tale of a Tub. That is also a comedy, and it is said that Every Man in His Humor is a comedy in which Shakespeare acted too. So we can say how that rivalry is strictly towards art and no one is so personal. And another work of Ben Jonson that took importance was Volpone and Epicunean or the Silent Woman, that really called it. I hope you must have got a clearer picture. Thank you.